Welcome to the exercises session. Today, in this session, we will be taking up some exercises about the organization feature. The first feature of Shlokas, ranges, gaps, values, folds. These exercises, in fact, are the comprehension as to the reach of the Shlokas in terms of their values. So there are two different streams of values. First stream of values are the popular text of 18 chapters available with us in a written form, in a standardized form, under fixed frames, as it is called a manifested written scriptural fold. So this manifested form, this structured written document, Srimad Bhagavad Gita, is a composition of 700 shlokas. These 700 shlokas are punctuated. This range of 1700 shlokas is punctuated 18 times, and each punctuation flow is a range of the shlokas. So chapter 1 is a composition of 47 shlokas range. Chapter 2 is of 72 shlokas range. And like that, we reach at chapter 18 as a range of 78 shlokas. The second stream is the foundation, the format, along which this manifested structural formation is available with us. This foundational format is of the range of 745 shlokas. Manifested scripture is of 700 shlokas. The format is of 745 shlokas. The format as well is punctuated 18 times. Therefore, one flow is of 700 shlokas as our popular text available with us, a scripture which we read, the scripture which is designated as Srimad Bhagavad Gita. It is of the range of 700 flow units. These 700 flow units are designated as shlokas. These 700 shlokas are punctuated, this flow is punctuated 18 times. These are the ranges of the shlokas of 18 chapters. Likewise, the format as well is a flow of 745 units. This 745 units flow as well is punctuated 18 times, and these punctuations of the format give us another flow stream. This another flow stream as such is an enlightenment which is preserved as Gita Pariman Shloka. This shloka is of a Bhisham Parva at the end of the text of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Srimad Bhagavad Gita is a part of a bigger scripture, Ur-ma-bharatam. Ur-ma-bharatam itself is a scripture of 18 parvas, and it is the sixth parva, the Bhisham Parva, in which this present text of Srimad Bhagavad Gita is a part, chapters 23 onwards. At the end of this text, there is a shloka in Ur-ma-bharatam, in Bhisham Parva, designated as Gita Parinam Shloka, and it preserves the enlightenment that this knowledge, this flow, which is of 700 shlokas, is in fact of 745 units value. Now we will reach at what is the interrelationship between these flow ranges, why we are calling the Gita Parinam Shloka, preservation of 745 shlokas, as a foundational format of this manifested scriptures. We'll come to it afterwards. Today we are concentrating for proper comprehension, and so we are taking up the exercises to compute the gap values of these flows. So first stream we are taking first. It is our scripture of 700 shlokas flow. The first chapter is of 47 shlokas range. Second chapter is of 72 shlokas range. The difference between 47 and 72, it is value 25. This we call a gap value. The gap value of the flow stream, which is for first phase of 47 shlokas, 47 units, then it goes to a second flow range, it is of 72 units. In between there is a gap of 25 units. Like that, we reach at from the first chapter to the 18th chapter, and we know the 18 points give us 17 gaps. Now it is a linear organization. We are having an organization along a line of say 18 points. These 18 points are giving us 17 gaps. Now if instead of putting it along a line, we transit and transform it into a circumference. So if this organization is replanted along the circumference, that is along a circular format, then we know the 47 and 78 as will come the adjoining points, and that will have a gap of 31. Now it is this feature which is being organizationally utilized by the Vedic systems, Vedic knowledge, Vedic technologies, Vedic mathematics for working out the existence phenomenon of our solar universe. We will be elaborating this, but for the present, today, in exercises, our focus only is that for the first stream of 18 chapters scriptures, starting with chapter of 47 shlokas, reaching up till the chapter of 78 shlokas, and this linear organization putting along a circular path and having an 18 gaps. So we have 18 values as shlokas of 18 chapters, and we are having 18 gaps of these values. This we call a gap values fold. It is the first fold. So we are having these 18 chapters, shlokas numbers, say 47, 72, 43, 42, 29 and so on. Now this is the text shlokas, and in between we know we are having the gaps. Now it is this gap which is to be computed. So as exercise 1, we have to compute these gap values, 18 steps of these gap values, and these gaps values as these are be taken as first fold, first gap values fold. Now these values as these are 47 and this 72. Now these values, the difference is of say 25. Here the difference is of 29. Now these gap values 25 and 29 are also giving us a range of 18 values. These 18 gap values themselves will be having the gaps. Now writing the gaps values and then taking that as a range whose gaps are to be computed. To compute these gaps, it will be called a second fold. Now it is this second fold values which are being written here Now, it is the table. First we are writing the Shloka's numbers 1 to 18, and this 18th chapter value is be taken as if along a circular path. So 78 minus 47 in that circular organization will give us a difference gap value 31. The second gap value would be 47 and 72 is 25. Then next would be 29. Next will be 1, 30, and so on. 50 would be the last gap value. These gap values, like these shlokas, provide us a values range. And if we compute, means the total summation value, first gap value is 31, then 25 makes it 56, 29 makes it 85, and like that we will reach at 284. We have to be face to face with it that the gap values of the first stream as a first fold of the gap values as 31, 25, 29, 1, 13, 18 and up till 50. This is the first gap values fold. Its summation value is 284. But now if we go for further chase, then these gap values as well are having the gaps. So the second fold of gap values will be 33 and 25, 29, but the last value is 50. Putting it in a circular order, at the initial it will come to be 50 minus 31, means 19. Here a poser would be as to how we are not giving a distinctive touch for the negative difference values and the positive difference values. Let us make a note that we are working in a creator's space. We are working in force space. Force space is a space in which two space plays the role of a dimension. That means we are on a circular path. So if we move along a circle and then when we reach at the top and start coming around, the orientation changes. However, the unit values doesn't change. Therefore, here while we are computing the gap values, we are taking only the absolute difference values. So the absolute difference value here from 50 to 31 as 19. It is being taken 19. Then the next 31 and 25 gives us a difference value 6. Summation value here will become 25. Like that, the first fold of the gap values takes us to 31, 25, 29, so on up till 50, making a summation value 24. But when the second fold of the gap values is reached at, it will be taking us from 31, 25, so on to 19, 6, 4, 28 and so on, giving us a summation value 200. What is the significance? What is the implication? Where it will take us to? Where it leads us to? What is its projection? What is its mathematics? How it would be utilized? And what message is here? What technological message is there? What mathematical message is there? What interpretation is to be given to it? What is the significance of it? For it we will be coming. We are having a pause here and we will be coming to it afterwards. Here only thing to be comprehended well is that the gap values themselves are leading us to another range of the gap values. So the first gap values as a first fold of the gap values lead us to the second fold of the gap values. Like that, when we will be reaching the third fold of the gap values, means when these difference values, these gap values are to be taken and tabulated as 18 steps values, and then the gap values here are to be computed. The last value is 46 and 19. It will give us a value 27. And Like that, we will 19 and 6 gives us 13 gaps, and 27, 30, 40. And like that, we will proceed and we will reach at the summation value 214. Means, let us have a pause. We started with the shlokas of the text of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. These are taken as values. These values are tabulated as 18 steps values. These 18 steps values are giving us gaps. This gives us a gap values. These gap values are called first fold gap values. It is the first step of the gap values. These are first generation gap values. This is first fold gap values. From this first fold gap values, first generation gap values, these themselves are also 18, and these 18 are also having the gaps. When these again are put on a circular format, these lead us to the second generation gap values, the second fold gap values, 19, 6, 4, 28, 12, 5, 1, 15, so on, and summation value comes to be 200. The first generation gap values are of summation value 284. The second generation gap values are of value 200. From here, we reach at the third generation gap values. This range of values 1916, when ought to be organized along the circumference as along a circular format, these lead to the gaps, the third generation gap values, third fold gap values, starting with 27, leading us to summation value 214. The exercise here in this table which is worked out is that we reach to the fourth generation gap values, then we reach up at the fifth generation gap values. This exercise for us is that we shall reach at fifth fold of the gap values. Shlokas taken as the values, then from here we have this organization from line to a circumference. Then we have the 18 gaps. Those 18 gaps values are to be computed with reference to the shlokas. These become the first generation gap values. And like that sequentially we reach up till the fifth generation gap values. Why we are working out only up till fifth generation? Where is the necessity for going through it? To it we will be coming up afterwards, but for here, to sake of the chorosity, we can say that it is in our solar universe, a universe of a sun, universe of a sixth space. Here in this solar universe, from the space 7, from the pole star, as origin of sixth space, there is a flow of a black matter. 7 space has 5 space in the role of a dimension. That black matter which is flowing from the pole star and is fulfilling our solar universe, which up till its reach, up till the sun, up till 6 space, in terms of 5 space as dimension of 7 space, will be manifesting as 5 space at the boundary of the sun, means 6 space. A raised to power 6 is to 12, B raised to power 5. Our sun, this body, is within a transcendental boundary, means 5 space content is enveloping the solar body, the sun. Now 5 number is the number of a space. Akash Tattva is Prithvi, Apa, Agni, Vayu and Akash. Means the black matter which flows from the pole star as of a transcendental order, 5 space in the role of a dimension, rests at the boundary of the sun. It becomes our space. Now we know A raised to power 6 is 12, B raised to power 5. So there are going to be 12 such type of boundary components. Here we have reached only up till 6. First was the shlokas organization, and we have 5 generation of the gaps. So half of the boundary is being covered like that, and that is why we are stopping up till the 5th generation of the gaps. We will coming to it subsequently, as from tomorrow we are going to take up the second feature as to how the black matter ultimately becomes manifests as a transcendental boundary, and as to how this becomes the Dwadas Adityas, the 12 suns, and that is how our universe, our existence phenomenon is ultimately becomes the enlightenment field, discipline, domain of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Now 6 of the steps have been achieved, starting with shlokas, the first and 5th 5 generations of the gaps. Now the second, we know that Gita Parinam Shloka, the foundation, it is of 745 shlokas range as per this enlightenment. And these 745 shlokas of Gita Parinam Shloka, as well as a flow, is punctuated 18 times. Like the scriptures shlokas 47 to 78, the Gita Parinam shlokas of the range 47 to 80 as well is having 18 punctuations. So the exercise is that we should write the 18 punctuated phases of flow of 745 shlokas range of Gita Parinam shloka. As we have written the scriptures shlokas, now we should write the Gita Parinam shloka. So we will writing these, and then we know like this we will reaching at the gaps. That will be a first generation gaps of the Gita Parinam shloka, then the second generation, third generation, fourth generation, and 5th generations. So we have to reach at 5th generation gap values of the Gita Parinam shlokas organization of the format of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. 6 folds of the scripture shlokas, 5 gap generations, and 6 folds of the Gita Parinam shloka, the shlokas range and 5 generation gaps, gives us the 12 flow streams. These 12 flow streams are to be computed with complete punctuation of 18 phases for each. Now once we will be calculating, computing, comprehending, being face to face with these 18 punctuated flows, this 18 punctuated flow 12 times, it will be going to be parallel to the manifestation of transcendental boundary, 5 spaces boundary of 12 components of hypercube 6 space our sun. These 12 boundary components are ultimately going to be the formats of a Dwadas Adityas, 12 suns, and also it is going to be of the format of Dwadas Lingam, Jyotirlingam. Adityas and Jyotirlingam are going to be the twofold flow of the enlightenment of the domain of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. As such, these exercises are the foundational exercises. These exercises deserves to be computed mathematically, step by step, and one is to be face to face with it, as at each step of computation we are exposing ourselves to the manifestation phenomenon of the black matter as a transcendental boundary, as an Akash Tattva of our solar universe. Therefore, take up each step authentically, mathematically, precisely, consciously, so that our brain is properly tuned with it. Our brain comprehends its features very well, and it is with this comprehension we will feel that we are properly initiating ourselves, our brains, for to be parallel with the organization, format and features of the scripture Gita text. As I have pointed out at the outset, these tables have been made available. There would be link with this video, and one can download, work it out and have an exercise. And otherwise these are physically available, and these are also being made available to you all. However, if need be, those can be uploaded from the YouTube as well. Thank you very much.